So I think like the 90-day video challenge was just to kickstart a really deep journey.
Oh, it definitely kickstarted it for you, man, because you just went crazy.
I don't know what it was. Like, it was like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to do this. And then it was like, oh, learn to edit videos. I'm like, I'm not very techie. And then so it was like one thing led to another. And then like with the expression, I guess, came writing. And I had always been dancing, at least for the last couple of years. I had been dancing as just part of like my workout routine, but it took it to a whole new level because I had massive stage fright.
Yeah, so, I remember you spoke about that.
It's still there, like at least when it comes to dancing, it's still there. But like speaking, I guess, is different from dancing. I know a lot of people see it as you're still on the stage, but for me, it's significantly different. I find dancing much harder. Yeah. Because there's musicality, there's like the whole physical aspect, there's memory and knowing your steps and being in character for the music. So to me, it's like insanely challenging. Yeah, no, I think it's just really interesting because like I see how some people start their journey and then everything is shifting around them. Yeah. And for you guys, it's almost like it's bringing you closer together. And now you have this project, and I mean that's really admirable because it's like that's the whole purpose of, in my opinion anyways, starting a relationship and starting a business, right? It's like you want to find an equilibrium where it's sustainable growth and you're able to both like bring out something new and the best of each other, right? And the best of like your business or whatever it is. And I feel like I'm learning all of that now. Like I used to really enjoy writing when I was in high school, and I didn't go into a journalism program that I got accepted for because my family was against it. Like my family was basically saying, you're Asian female, you have no business running into fires, you know, reporting on like gang shootings and things like that. You need to stay put and be safe and blah 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 blah. There were like a lot of old paradigms in my head that were holding me back from pursuing the things that I wanted to do. And then I just decided, when I recognized that I had these old dreams, that there were now different ways of fulfilling it. And I think that comes with like age too, right? Because we've walked a certain path that we're now able to maximize and leverage off the resources that we do have, because, you know, maybe we've worked a little longer, we've saved up a little more, and so now we have the luxury of doing things a different way. Whereas maybe if I tried to pursue it as like a reckless teenager, it wouldn't have worked out the same way. So today I lost one of my diamond earrings because I was changing for dance class and it got hooked on my shirt, and I lost it. Like, yeah, so I have two, right? And obviously, so I lost one of them. It's like, okay, it sucks. It's kind of valuable, but if somebody picks it up and they're able to like really do something with it, then like I kind of bless it and I kind of let it go, because I didn't want to hold on to the energy of like, oh, I lost it. Do you know what I mean? I just felt like that would be a really shitty way to enter a new lunar year. And I just told myself, like, I'm gonna let it go. Whoever like picks it up, you know, whatever, they can turn it into a diamond ring for a proposal. I don't care. It's not that big, right? But it's like, whatever. Like, I send my love along with whatever I lost. I was like, okay, tweak. This is a personal mindset shift. It's like, I didn't lose. I'm sharing the love. I'm sharing the love. You have like this perfect blend of masculine and feminine energy that's like working in harmony to like share their vision on YouTube with like billions of viewers. That's so awesome. With the three of us on camera, we're actually representing three major segments of the Earth's population, right? In terms of
actually true.
Like racially or whatever, right? Like our skin tone. And I feel like this is supposed to be the way that the Earth operates. Like, people are supposed to be in harmony with each other and working with each other to accomplish bigger goals, as opposed to some of the craziness that we see on the news, as opposed to like a lot of the negativity that people could be spreading, and like emphasis on all our differences. It's like, yeah, if you're going to spend all your time focusing on the bad stuff, you're never going to get to the good stuff. But if you take a moment to like absorb the fact that we have so many things that are similar, only our experience differ, then we can kind of move forward together and like totally like exponentially increase our ability to like make this a better place, right?
Yeah, because I know you came from working in a whole corporate environment, and you were doing well, successful in everything, but like what was it that made you want to reach out for something else?
Because I realized through trial and error that my definition of success wasn't doing what other people wanted. So like, for example, I obviously am Asian, so I grew up with certain Asian values, which means for most people, I think it means like study, get good grades, get a really good job, and live like a good life. Yeah. Maybe that means a life of safety, or maybe it means a life of like having monetary benefits and like a decent lifestyle. But as I got there, I realized like, well, first of all, now looking back, like the whole Germany trip, it was like, I never even wanted a career in finance. Like I never studied it. I just ended up in it because it paid my student loans. And then it turned into this huge snowball of the rat race. Yeah. And that's why Dan Holloway was the one that got me interested in the program. But then with all of that said, I realized when I became a mom and then I took time off to be a full-time mom that, oh, I didn't want to be a full-time mom either. And then it's like, okay, so where does that leave me? Like, who am I? Because I'm trying to fulfill all these different roles, right? It's like, oh, I thought I was supposed to be this awesome daughter to get good grades. And then I'm an awesome employee. And then I'm supposed to be an awesome leader at work. And then I'm supposed to be somebody's wife and somebody's mom. And then I realized like, none of this is the real me. Yeah. Well, that sucks. Like, I mean, I just celebrated my 40th, but I was like in my late 30s and I'm like, wait a second. So I've been doing all this stuff for so long and I haven't really figured out who me is. And I think that was what captivated me, because SFM was making it sound like as long as you're in the rat race, you're not going to have time for yourself, which in most cases it's true, right? It's not just corporate, it's any job, right? Like if you have a job that's demanding and you need that money to pay bills, then that's how you're going to spend most of your time. And working for somebody else is never really going to give you the same satisfaction as working for yourself. So I think for me, it was just like coming to terms with the fact that I didn't want to live somebody else's dream anymore. And I had to admit to myself first, right? Because first you have to tell yourself, oh shit, like I've been doing stuff that other people wanted me to do. It's not even for me, right? Like that's a really cold, hard fact. But if you don't admit it to yourself, you can't move beyond it, right? And I feel that I came from an industry where there's plenty of people that don't see past that veil, because that's all it is. It's a veil, right? Like if we're able to lift it and we see the other side, it's like, wow, there's so much more. But we never really knew that all of that was possible. I think it's like we practically lose our souls when we join this whatever rat race. Or I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being an employee. I think if you are an employee and you're in your power, and I met a lot of people like that in my old corporate industry, where like some of these men are really good at their jobs and they're feeding off the adrenaline and they do really well and they're able to support their families, and that's fantastic, right? Like maybe they're fulfilling their mission. Yeah. But for me, it was like, damn, this is not where I belong. And it was really like a reality check to tell myself, if you know this isn't where you belong, then you have to find out where you do belong. Yeah. And that's when the work actually starts, right? Like you think it's starting when you finish school or something, but actually all of that was just kind of like foreplay.
It's true though. It's true. But was it difficult for you to take that to make that jump though?
Oh yeah, I was scared, like really, really scared, because having a child means you have to be responsible not just for yourself, right, but you have somebody else. Like if I was either single or like just with a partner or married, it would be different, because you could have two grown-ups and you can live in a shack, you know, and you'll be fine, right? But when you have a child, then you naturally want to give the very best, you naturally want to protect them, et cetera, et cetera. So I had to overcome, I think, a lot of internal mental blockages before I could get there. But it's totally been worth it. I feel like now my son likes to do some of my videos with me, and he's a bit of a camera hog. So he's like, oh, can I? And I'm like, all right. It's like, okay, you can introduce yourself.
Take a step back, look at it, and actually realize that it's a shitload you've accomplished in that short period of time.
Yeah, I have to give myself more credit. I think that's what I'm trying to like focus on this year. It's like to stop telling myself I gotta keep doing more, but also give myself credit. It's like, of course you don't want to lose momentum, but we're so harsh on ourselves when we like fail to meet a goal, right? Or like we fail to meet a target. And I've just realized lately that that's self-damaging. You know, like when you tell yourself like, oh shit, I forgot, right? It's so easy to do that. But if you just tell yourself, okay, that means I have to double up tomorrow, but you actually do the double up, then it's okay. You know, like there are ways to make up for it. But yeah, it's so cool that we've been able to follow each other for the last while. And like you said, it's like having a new set of friends to grow with, even though they're like across the globe, even though you only see each other like on Facebook, it's still more exciting than when I used to go into the office, see the same people every day, know that they're not growing and I'm not growing and we're all decaying. You know? I put my foot down and decided I definitely wanted to pursue entrepreneurship. And then it was a question of how do I transition out? And I realized that the wisest way to do it is to obviously build up enough different passive income streams to replace the corporate income so that my lifestyle doesn't take a big hit, right? Because I have a kid. So I did go back to corporate to take something that's a lot more relaxing so that I can focus on building my coaching business, which is going to have a strong online element, which is why I should really be immersing myself back into all the SFM stuff. And now it's just a question of how I choose to structure my business. And that's like creative, which I'm enjoying a lot more. Like I feel like when I used to be in corporate, there was no outlet for my creativity, right? But as far as like, I guess society is concerned, they want you to be powerless. So they will do the things that they feel are necessary to take away your power.
Oh.
Okay.
And lately, I've just been telling myself, like, no, like, I'm just going to continue to stand up for myself. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, adios. You know? It's like, but I don't think I would have thought that way, let's say a year or 2 or 3 ago. I probably would have like really shrunk and felt like, oh, I should just put my head down and continue to do what I do, especially because I have a mouth to feed because I have a child. And now it's like quite the opposite. Now I feel like it's because I have a child, I can't shrink back, because then I'm showing my kid that it's okay to be a doormat, or that it's okay to have yourself brainwashed. Like right now, I live in Hong Kong and the city's been under a lot of political turmoil for the past 6 months, right? And sometimes they're on the news. And I feel like I only need to make my child understand that there are certain things that if he believes strongly enough, he needs to stand up for himself. And that will lead to that person as a grown-up making the right decisions for themselves, right? Like I don't feel like as a parent, it's my role to dictate his thought process one way or another, but I should at least make him feel empowered, right?